If you don't love yourself first, do not date anyone. Here's why. Number one, you won't be able to set healthy boundaries. When you have a certain lack of love and respect for yourself, you'll tolerate disrespect and you'll tolerate things in which are just not loving. And it will then eventually disturb your peace because in the beginning, you can put up with it. But after a while, it will just destroy you physically, emotionally, and mentally. So learn to love the person that you see in the mirror before getting into any sort of relationship. Number two, you'll attract unhealthy partners. In relationships, you tend to mirror your perception. So if you don't value yourself, if you don't love yourself, you're just going to mirror yourself. So you're going to get someone who doesn't feel the same way, or they actually do feel the same way as you. You don't respect yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't treat yourself fairly, you don't believe that you deserve certain things. So you end up attracting someone who feels the same way. And that's just why it's important, because when you actually do love yourself and you know what you want, you know what to expect, you don't settle for certain things. You settle for things that you know you deserve. That's just how important it is just to know that you deserve love, appreciation, compassion, and empathy. Number three, desperation and settling. When you lack self love, you end up getting into relationships out of loneliness. You don't want to be alone. So you just go for anyone who puts up with you. And then you start to develop unhealthy attachments. You start to normalize unhealthy things and you open yourself up to things that are not nice because you're just scared to be alone. But when someone actually loves themselves, they enjoy being with themselves. And then they attract someone who enjoys being with them. Love yourself, respect yourself. You deserve it. Before, you're likely to tolerate abuse. Self respect acts like a radar. You won't settle for red flags, you won't ignore red flags. People who lack respect, they ignore it because they don't want to be alone. They want to feel some sort of connection, whether it is abusive or not. And then when that person starts to be abusive, you think it's normal. You think that if you leave, you're going to be lonely. So you just opened yourself up for abuse. And then because you don't want to be alone, you just want to be with this person because you're just scared of looking at the person in the mirror. You don't respect yourself. You don't love yourself enough to say, that's enough. You just then have this life of just physical, mental abuse. And then it becomes normal because it's your everyday life. And that's just why it is important to love and respect yourself. How many relationships do you see out there where either the male and the female are just being used and abused? And you're thinking, how can this person stay in this relationship? But little did you know that this person just lacks that self love and that self respect. And that's why I can't stress this enough, the importance of love and self respect, because you end up building on a weak foundation that is just at any moment about to crumble. But when you do have love and self respect, you build from strong foundations. You know who you are, you know what you want, you can communicate better. And when someone is timid and they don't feel like they deserve, they can't communicate their needs. So they end up sacrificing themselves and end up just exploding one day because all that pressure, it just erupts. And they end up probably doing the unthinkable. There are so many relationships where the other person has just had enough. They end up committing a crime, harming themselves. They can't take it no more. There's so many stories and so many cases where females and males are just taking their own life. And it starts with self love and self respect. Go to the library. A library card is free if you're in the UK. There are many self help books, the importance of self love or the power of love. And just take your time and just read a couple of pages a day and start to build that confidence. And then eventually, you'll find the most loving, comparing, compassionate partner. Thank you for watching. And always, God bless.